Oh my God, you're in the wheelhouse of the endeavor out of Ventura Harbor sport fishing, and you're looking at copious amounts of white sea bass. We are sitting on a powder keg in the Channel Islands, and it has erupted. It's the epicenter of some really great white sea bass fishing. And man, I got to tell you, the guys in Ensenada from Primero, the old sport fishing, God first sport fishing, had at it on the Big Bonita. We're seeing more and more springtime signs everywhere, not only in Ensenada, but in Southern California, as even some barracuda decided to show up. Here we go. Good Thursday morning, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. Just check out that beautiful ocean. There's no wind. It's gorgeous. It's really low tide. As you can see, the bluefin tuna are still chewing it up. We have a signal of barracuda here in Southern California. We've been telling you that there's been barracuda south of the border. Is it ready to go here? Also, 50% off the second ticket on the Island Spirit all throughout May. We had some exceptional halibut fishing on the Independence, on the Spitfire, on board several other boats. It's really been good. The white sea bass bite off the hook, and so much more. I'm going to get ready because you know what's coming up next. It is the MB. That garage door is giving you a problem, then you're going to want to call your garage door man. That's Joe Welker. Tax problems? Nobody better than our friend Tim Marquez. Tim's been doing taxes for 35 years. Give the tax man a call today. And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to talk to our dear friend John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. Hey, it is great to be with you all. Welcome to Surfside. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, is that good? And what a beautiful morning. I mean, it's overcast, but it is absolutely gorgeous in terms of the wind. And that ocean surface looks like it's going to be a great day today. There was some good bluefin tuna fishing going on last night, just dropping. Speaking about bluefin tuna fishing, second day on the Independence on our 5-day trip in April. You're going to love it. There's a lot of great stuff on there. You can watch it right now here on the Freedman Adventures YouTube channel. It's also over there on Facebook if you prefer to watch it there. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Our brand new Spanish language YouTube channel is Aventuras del Gringo. Check that out and subscribe. And also, please remember to subscribe to the Freedman Adventures YouTube channel. Tick that little bell. You'll be notified when there is new content available. And you sharing these videos everywhere means the world to all of us. John Delicio. John, I want to thank you for your generous donation to all of our efforts south of the border. We continue throughout the year to send medical supplies, clothing, sporting goods, so much more down to our neighbors to the south in Mexico. And you really helped us a great deal. I didn't even ask for any help, and John stepped up. And of course, yesterday, rhetorically, I asked the question, where is Wayne Shimabakuro? And Wayne manifested himself yesterday. Took me out for a great protein-style lunch at Harbor House yesterday. Wayne, you are the man. I can't thank you enough. Great spending time with you all. All right, let's get into it. We'll start in Mexico, where there's been a few swordfish caught down there in Cabo San Lucas. We've been telling you about that. We've seen also a lot more yellowfin tuna as the water's starting to warm up. Roosters along the beach. Things are really headed in the right direction. We continue to see yellowtail, but the water's really starting to get a little too warm right now. But we've seen some good yellowtail action down there in La Paz for Baja Pirates. Also for our dear friends at Tail Hunter International. They've been doing great, Jonathan and Jill Roldan. Some really good signal there on that. And also some roosters starting to show up there. Won't be long along until they're catching all kinds of yellowfin tuna and other species to go along with that. And also good yellowtail fishing continuing there in Laredo. We see more and more yellowtail also in the Santa Rosalia area. It's been really good in Mulegé, and also some really good fishing going on. There's Jeff going by the way. Super great guy, let me tell you. Some good yellowtail fishing going on down in all those venues. We see yellows down there in the San Quintin area. That is 140 miles below the border, getting closer to Southern California. They don't bite every single day, and a lot of times you're left just catching copious amounts of rockfish. You poor fishermen with all that great lingcod and reds and everything else down there. And also not far from home, that yellowfin tuna, that bluefin tuna is still hanging out. Some big fish. There's been Mexican seiners down there working it, and those guys are not there unless A, there's big fish, because they're focused on that here in 25, or there's copious amounts of them. That is all really, really good stuff, because now we can talk about 100 miles or more of bluefin tuna, and you gotta love that. It certainly bodes well for the coming season. It's gonna be a good one, no doubt about that. Hey, don't forget, here in May, you get 50% off your second ticket. Buy one full fare ticket at Ventura Sport Fishing. The second one, 50% off weekdays in May. VenturaSportFishing.com is where you want to go. And the code that you put in at checkout is MAYBOGO50. Have any trouble, give them a call, 805-676-3474, and they'll take care of you. Ventura Fairgrounds has that big fishing expo this weekend. I'm going to try to get there on Saturday and walk around and find Robert Graber and some other great people at the show. It should be a lot of fun. Ensenada, we continue to see a little bit of barracuda from time to time, but a lot of nice bonito being caught down around Ensenada and surrounding areas. Primero Dios sport fishing. They were all over the nice big bonito yesterday. Nice fishing for those guys. God for sport fishing. Primero Dios sport fishing. That was really awesome fishing. And Carlos Cortez out of Popotla. Popotla is only about a 15-minute drive south of Rosarito Beach. And I'm telling you right now, that guy is one heck of a fisherman. Yesterday, he not only had those big bonita, but he had excellent rock fishing. Starting to see more and more yellowtail at the Coronado Islands. It's a hop, skip, and a jump for Carlos to get out there, so we'll continue to watch it. And Carlos gets all over the bluefin. If there's a bluefin tuna around, he will find it. So some very good signal south of the border. We just mentioned the Coronado Islands, so let's refocus on that for a moment. Conditions have definitely straightened out with this south swell, that influence still pushing up here. We're getting cleaner looking water and warmer water, and that has produced a few yellowtail here recently, so much so that the San Diego out of C4 Sport Fishing is going to focus some of their attention there. They're also keeping their eye on the offshore scene. Offshore, we've seen some kelp patty yellowtail, some of that big bonito. We're hoping for some bluefin tuna, and now I'm talking about full day trips that leave in the morning, come back that very same evening. San Diego, Mission Bell, Grande, guys like that. Finding some more yellows at the Coronado Islands right now. That's a good signal. Also, the offshore scene seemingly developing as we go along. I think we're sitting on a powder cake with all of that fish, so let's keep our eyes on it, and we, of course, will be doing that. Let's talk bluefin tuna, our local bluefin tuna. When I say local, I mean, you know, fish from Cortez Bank all the way into the 60 and the Butterfly Bank. You know, like a 60-mile run, 70-mile run, 100-mile run for some boats out of some landings. Not that far, day and a half trips. Definitely can get on it, but you want to schedule your trip so you get a good night's fishing, because that's when the bluefin tuna are biting right now. The best bite is at night. It remained that way again last night. We've seen some spectacular fishing on fish from 20 to 200 plus pounds. The daytime bite remains very tough and very, very slow. Not really out of the ordinary. That's what we normally see here in Southern California, at least for the past decade. In the springtime, and we're kind of early spring still, starting to move into the middle of spring. But right now, you're normally going to see really great nighttime fishing and kind of just okay daytime fishing. And that's exactly what we have been seeing here recently. As we move deeper into summer, you'll see some really good daytime fishing, no doubt about it. Right now in the daytime, those fish are very finicky for the most part. If you're on that smaller grade fish, and we'll define that as 20 to 50, like that, then you're going to want to fish 25-pound fluorocarbon to get a bite, maybe 30. If you can get a bite on something heavier, you're definitely going to want to do that. You're choosing a good hot bait, and you're going to the blacktail number 6 circle hook. That is the way to get it done right now. Now, if you can fish heavier and get a bite, do it. And if you're on big grade fish, then you're going to have to get 60-pound out there. Like when we were down there outside of San Martin Island on the Independence, we were on that big grade fish, like 70, 80, 100-plus pound fish, and you're just playing Russian roulette. If you're throwing 25-pound on that grade of fish, you are going to get taken to the cleaners on light tackle like that. So fish as heavy as you can get a bite on. That really is the rule. You want to fish as heavy as you can. Remember, bluefin tuna have teeth, and they will chew you off. The longer you're on them, the more that can go wrong. So fish as heavy as you can. And for sure at night, that's when you're going to fish the heavy 100-pound Spectra, 200-pound bite leaders. That is the way to go. That 16-ounce Eddie Bump has been spectacular this year. It's really been a great jig to catch these bluefin tuna on. It's worked magnificently. Max was talking about some tungsten jigs. Daiwa with some great jigs. There's a lot of different jigs that will get bit right now. You just want to be fishing like a 250 to 400 gram jig right now, but conditions change, and we do have weather headed our way. Sunday is going to be unfishable if this forecast holds up, and there's some guys that are even saying Saturday is going to get very, very bumpy, and it does look like that manifests itself in the afternoon. By the way, we are thinking about, put a comment down below. Let me check the water temperature scientifically for you right now. Here we go. Ooh, that is nice and warm. I like it. 60 degrees, something like that. In fact, Aaron Graham, who runs the Native Sun, was reporting some 61-plus degree water locally here yesterday. That's good. All right, back to what I was thinking about. Drop a comment down below. Thinking May the 10th, okay? That's the day before Mother's Day. Does that create any problems if we have a big surf fishing event on May the 10th? The reason why I'm thinking May the 10th, it is the day before a grunion run. Magical. The tide is perfect in the morning, and the little fishies have already been biting by then. I think it's going to be game on. That looks like such a great date to me because of the tide, because of that grunion run. And it's the day before Mother's Day, so you're not going to get in any trouble if you come down here for a few hours on May the 10th. Thinking about it, drop a comment down below if you're in. And if enough of you say, let's do it, man, we're going to do it. And if enough of you don't say it, I still think we're going to do it. But I just need one more day to plan it out. So we'll have more on that as we go along. Let us now talk about some, oh, wait a minute. I didn't even mention some of the boats that had great fishing. Well, I mean, it's been really good. The Independence limited out on bluefin tuna, and they have been doing so great on the bluefin tuna. They went to San Clemente Island, and they put the hurt on some big halibut. Nice going for Kevin Kwan and the great people from Young's Fishing Tackle in Bellflower, California. They're having a dream trip. I'm so happy because I saw a lot of those great people when I came in on my 5-day trip. What a trip. Limits of bluefin, big halibut now. That is fantastic. I can't tell you how stoked I am about it. The American angler has been putting the hurt on the bluefin tuna. Some of those big fish, some of these guys are on double digits on the 100-plus pounders. Sunny Trent said she finally got her triple-digit bluefin tuna, and she was stoked and absolutely raved about the service and the food and the great fishing on board the American Angler. Really great stuff. Polaris Supreme with a lot of big fishing, great fishing. Limits have been the rule on the Supreme, and several other boats are in on it, and the Pacific Voyager is taking off right now. They are going to head out and see what they can do. Max Nui, their great captain out of Seaforth Sport Fishing, will be checking in here with us on a regular basis. Tonight, we should get a report from Max, so stay tuned for that. And remember, our Independence second day video is up for you right now, so you can check out and see exactly what is going on out there. We try to turn these videos around for you really, really quickly. And the reason for that is that not only do you get to experience the vicarious thrill of being out fishing, but you get current information that when you get to see it with your own eyes. So good stuff. White sea bass fishing. Wow. Did you see that sonar and the up and down meter on board the Endeavor yesterday out of Ventura Sport Fishing? Another day of limits on board the Endeavor. They just keep turning out fantastic fishing up there out of Ventura Harbor Sport Fishing in beautiful Ventura, California. Beautiful days fishing on the gray light. Limits of white sea bass, and there are so much fish being sonared and metered. We just showed you that, but I just have to reemphasize that we are seeing fantastic fishing right now, and I don't think you've seen the end to it. I think we are sitting on a powder keg on both halibut and white sea bass up there in the Channel Islands. We continue to get some really good signal and sign. Aloha Spirit, 13 white sea bass. Several other guys had a shot of it. Also, it's been really fantastic. And I got to talk about Brandon Calderon. Brandon, good morning to you. You are the best, man. Brandon is such a great angler and such a huge fan of Freedman Adventures. Brandon, I cannot thank you enough. He was recently on board the Coral Sea, fishing a dropper loop with live squid right on the bottom when he hooked a fish after about 5 minutes, and it turned out to be a big, beautiful white sea bass that ripped him around the deck of the Coral Sea, but he ultimately prevailed. Great catch, Brandon. Thanks for sharing such a great photo with us all. And his mother, Maria, was born in Ensenada, and she sent along her thanks to yours truly, and really to all of you who donate to our efforts to send goods south of the border to her hometown of Ensenada. Maria, te mando un abrazote. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Maria. What a great job you did on that big fish, and we'll continue working down there in Mexico, Maria. You have my word on that. All right, so really good sea bass fishing going on. A lot of those fish have been taken on the white flukes, a lot of them on dropper loop with live or fresh dead squid, and some even with a Carolina rig. When you get in the real shallows and start chasing those schools of sea bass around, it's like run and gun yellowtail fishing. It's so exciting up there. They fish that a little bit differently than some other landings and boats do. It's really fun stuff up there in the Channel Islands, no doubt about it. Let's go back and talk halibut. We talked about the Independence, the Native Son yesterday. A dear friend of mine, Cliff Hughes, was on board the Native Son. He said, Phil, go ahead, 2 halibut. I had one that was 20 or so pounds. Definitely, Cliff, that is a 20-pounder. Nice going there. And there was another one on the boat that weighed 25 pounds. Both were taken on those 7-inch white fluke baits. So not even fishing the live, fishing artificials. And both those fish, quality fish on the Native Son, were taken on those white flukes. That is great stuff and a great tip from Cliff Hughes, who's a magnificent fisherman. And he's going to be on our Apollo 2.5-day trip, and he's already excited about it. That is going to be one heck of a trip, Cliff, I guarantee you that. Another thing that I find very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, is that Cliff said they saw some barracuda, short fish, but barely short. Is that our springtime barracuda bite getting ready to explode here, or getting ready to start happening here? Well, we'll only have to wait a little bit longer to find out. However, we do have that weather coming, and that, unfortunately, I think is going to reduce water temperatures and set us back just a day or so, and then we should get back on track again. By the way, also on the Native Son, Cliff hooked a fish that darn near spooled him. He never got a turn on the handle of the reel. He got bit, and the fish just started stripping line until it almost spooled him, and then he popped it off. He surmised perhaps a big thresher shark, but it was definitely a mystery fish yesterday on board the Native Son. That is some fun stuff. A lot of other guys with some good halibut scores. The Island Spirit offering that big discount out of Ventura Sport Fishing. Said conditions were not perfect. They picked off a few halibut and some nice lings. The Gentleman had really good fishing on the halibut. The Spitfire with really good halibut fishing out of Marina Del Rey. Gentleman, Cisco Sport Fishing in Oxnard, California. This is a good halibut year again. We have seen a resurgence to our halibut fishing here in Southern California the last few years, and it is continuing right now. Let me tell you, I love what we're seeing on sea bass and halibut right now. Good stuff indeed. Lots of rockfish still biting. You know, if you have to fall back on that, or if you want to focus on it, there's some of the best eating fish in the sea. You can do that right here in Southern California, from below the border to all the way up past the Channel Islands. Monterey, some great lingcod fishing up there, and really good fishing up towards San Francisco. Although a lot of the boats like Lovely Martha Sport Fishing and some of those guys up there have been focused in on great striper fishing and a lot of halibut up there, but good rock fishing. Local boats like the Monte Carlo out of 22nd Street Landing have been doing really good on a mix of sculpin and rockfish. Guys that get off further have been coming up with great rockfish scores. Lots of lings this year. It's been really excellent fishing, no doubt about that. So great fishing going on in SoCal, but the weather is going to worsen for sure. Looks like Saturday afternoon and then Sunday looks like it could be a disaster. Weather forecast change, so keep that in mind. We'll continue to monitor it and watch it for you very, very closely. All right, here in the Southern California surf, things are definitely looking up and picking up. We're seeing more and more barred perch. We're seeing a lot more yellowfin croaker. We're starting to see that warm water species starting to show up, like some corbina. We've seen some spotfin croaker and halibut fishing. We're just finishing up a grunion run right now. The next one starts on Mother's Day. That's why I'm telling you, May the 10th is going to be a huge day. I got to put that together for you. It's going to be really fun, but we're seeing a lot more corvina and a lot of other species. And with that south swell pushing more warm water from the Baja Peninsula up into Southern California, I think the future is bright here. Fishing bait is one way to get a bite. You can pick up some ghost shrimp at Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California, right down the corner of PCH and Seal Beach. And also, you can get all the tackle you'll need, and they give away a free beautiful surf fishing rod every single month. Keep that in mind. All you got to do is go in there, buy the ruler, and then you're in the tournament. Go in there, buy that ruler, and find out more while you're in there. Pick up some bait. Also throwing a little chrome crocodile, although there does look to be a lot of salad in the water. Sometimes you'll find too much kelp and it's hard to fish, but a chrome crocodile or a little Castmaster works really well. Of course, Lucky Crafts work really well also on halibut in here. You'll catch barred perch on Lucky Crafts. You'll catch nice yellowfin croaker on those things also. Things in general are picking up. Down there around Bolsa Chica, we see some really good fishing. There is a ton of sand crabs up in the Ventura area, so we're starting to see sand crabs there. Down by the Huntington Beach Pier, there's sand crabs, and up there in the Santa Monica Bay, we're seeing it around the Hermosa and Manhattan Beach Piers. I mention that because that is just feed that gets in here and gets the springtime bite going. And also, if you can dig them up or use a little sand crab catcher like Promar makes a great one, you can really do well fishing local baits, fishing baits that you find here in the environment, because that's what those fish are used to chewing on. And one of those things are the sandworms that you'll find here in Southern California. Sandworms feed on grunion eggs. So if you happen to know where the grunion showed up, you're likely to find some of those sandworms, and they are a spectacular bait. And if all else fails and you're feeling a little lazy, you don't feel like digging holes and looking for sandworms, man, you can go down there to Big Fish Bait and Tackle. That is the way to make things happen. Boy, I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot going on. Some beautiful bluefin tuna fishing going on, but we've got weather on the way. Some great halibut fishing. It's been magnificent. Big Bonita south of the border, very close to SoCal. We see it in SoCal. Also, the year of the bonito and all that anchovy. Will there be albacore this year? One never knows, but We're watching that for you very, very closely also. And again, our Independence video just dropping. Thinking about May the 10th for our next surf fishing event. They have been fantastic. They've been so much fun. And I'll have word on that tomorrow morning for sure. We'll make a decision on that. But I'm thinking, yes, I just don't want to interfere with Mother Day's plans, but it's a day before and it's just a morning. Like we'd be doing that from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Last time we said 9 a.m., people stayed till noon. And it was great. I enjoyed it. I enjoy meeting you. I enjoy having fun with you. We'll have a little bit of a raffle down here again. It should be fun if we do it. I keep saying that, and I think it's pretty much a done deal right now. A lot of good signal. I like that local barracuda. I like what we are seeing in terms of our weather here today. We'll get through this weather blip on the weekend, and I'll continue to monitor and watch everything for you very, very closely. Thanks again for taking time out of your busy morning. Check out that Independence Day 2 video. I know you're going to love that. And as always, I hope to see you really, really soon. And we are looking for the old folks home in El Zorrillo, which is really close to Ensenada. I've been looking for it for several years, and we were just so lucky to find it and make a nice donation there. Not only will you see some of the folks receiving some of the goods, I just got sent the photos a moment ago, but you'll also hear a phone call we got while we were there.
Ah, muy bien. Muy bien.
Lo que nos dan se les entrega y ahorita pues estamos por acomodar nuestra cocina que ya nos habían robado todo y ahorita ya tenemos gracias a donaciones de gentes igual que ustedes que nos han apoyado y ahí tenemos el refri, estufa. De hecho estamos muy volados porque no nos habían apoyado tanto como esta vez. Mil gracias y invitados los miércoles, es una de las reuniones que hacemos y ahí es donde les damos un desayuno. Les brindamos un desayunito pobremente, pero todos los miércoles ahí estamos.
Muy bien, muchas gracias a ti y nos vemos un miércoles muy pronto.
Claro que sí, entonces Dios los bendiga y aquí los esperamos las veces que quieran.
Bendiciones, gracias.
Gracias, muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Aquí le paso aquí a la muchacha.
Sí.
Cuídate mucho.
Igualmente.
Espero verte otra vez muy pronto.
Déjame terminar aquí rápido que andamos haciendo lo más rápido que pueda y ya me entiendo.
Ah, bueno, ok. ¿Y este?
Estamos llegando aquí.
¿Este no es su casa o es su casa de ella?
Mi comadre.
Ah, entiendo. Sí, entiendo.
Sí, es que andaba. Hola, buenas tardes. Buenos días.
Buenos días. Tenemos alguna ropa y algunas cosas gratis, si pueden usarlas. ¿Quieres ver? Pase, por favor. Hey, chiquitos, ¿cómo están? ¿Bien?
¿Cuál era?
¡Boom! Oh, my God, mira esta risa. Gracias. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Bien? Ah.
Hay que ropa de niños, mira.
¿De qué te llevas, mamá?
No, porque él viene de allá de Los Ángeles, Estados Unidos, y le gusta hacer donaciones a los niños.
Uli, ¿dónde está, pues?
Yo puedo poner adentro. ¿Quieres que yo ponga? Con mucho gusto.
Pero eso no son par.
Muchas gracias. No te preocupes. Bueno, el colchón. Sí. Perfecto. Casa de ellos, Greg. Tú puedes ver aquí. Es muy humilde, como pueden ver, donde están viviendo esa gente.
Allá se agarró algo usted, un pantalón. Mire, es que mira.
Ok, muy bien. Y Greg,
30,
gracias Greg. Y Por aquí. Sí. Gracias, señora. Muchas gracias. Bendiciones. Felipe.
Felipe.
Sí.
¿Y Felipe qué?
Felipe Friedman es mi apellido. Es como alemán.
Sí.
Alemania.
Y yo me llamo Carmela Vázquez y Santa, apúntelo.
Ah,
Se le va a olvidar.
gracias.
Se le va a olvidar mi nombre.
Jamás, nunca. Gracias por todo.
Le digo que allá en Los Ángeles tengo familia.
Ay, sí, sí,
en Las Vegas,
los
Nevada.
pochos, ¿verdad?
Que son pochos, todos. Allá nacieron, pues.
Ah, muy bien.
Nomás se casaron en el pueblo y pinta carrera para allá.
Bueno, bendiciones. Gracias por todo, gracias por tenernos aquí en tu casa y cuídate mucho.
Me caí, me quebré la cadera.
Entonces puede.
Oh, no.
Aquí mismo.
Aquí cayó.
Ni cuando tenía carro
lo
me
que no
pasó nada en la
queremos que la
carretera.
gente se
¿verdad?
nos
Iba
Oh.
manero con mi picado.
Oh, my
Donde
God.
miramos gente
Dios.
afuera nada más.
Cuídate, señora.
Compré un picado color
Sí,
amarillo.
no
marca
queremos
Datsun.
eso porque
Ay,
no,
sí.
es muy
Le
poca la.
digo que yo si pudiera bien, estuviera bien en mi carrera, ya me comprara un carro de segunda y
Ay, sí.
ahí le hiciera.
¿Tú necesitas ayuda o
¿Qué
estás
onda,
bien?
compa? Buenos días.
Pues
Ay.
sí puedo entrar.
¿Puedes?
Bien, aquí andamos.
Ok.
grabando,
Gracias.
aquí nos-
Bendiciones.
Vamos grabando.